Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Stupendous Wave, and in this video I will be talking about Zilla possibly appearing in Kong Skull Island and what that means. Now, this is a viewer suggested video. I can't exactly remember who suggested it. I apologize for that, but credit yourself in the comments down below. And if you guys have other videos that you'd like to see revolving around Skull Island or Godzilla vs. Kong, please let me know, and it will most likely eventually get made. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And of course, Zilla is the American Godzilla that was renamed by Toho to actually just be Zilla, as to differentiate between the real Godzilla, the Japanese Godzilla, and the American Godzilla, which again they renamed Zilla. And it's just like this whole debate thing where, is that really Godzilla in the 98 movie, or is that Zilla? And the way that I kind of see it is that that's Zilla, and even though it doesn't fit perfectly into the other Godzilla movies, the Japanese movies, that's just kind of how I view it, and that's what I'm going to refer to the American Godzilla for the remainder of this video, is simply just Zilla. So I did have a previous video about Skull Island where I talked about Gorosaurus possibly appearing, which is another Godzilla series kaiju. And Zilla's a little bit different. Again, it's a kaiju that has only appeared in two movies that we know of, and that is Godzilla 1998, where it's referred to as Godzilla. It's the American remake, the first one of Godzilla, and also Zilla briefly appeared in Final Wars, where it just basically got wrecked by the original Japanese Godzilla. Very brief fight, and it was actually a pretty cool fight for me in Final Wars. One of the cooler moments to see the Japanese Godzilla take out the American Godzilla, the atrocity that a lot of people deem it as. But what would it be like to see Zilla appear in Kong Skull Island? Is that possible? Now, personally, I don't think it's very likely. I think that seeing a kaiju like Kamacuras, Kumonga, Gorosaurus, kaiju like that is far more likely to seeing appearing in Kong Skull Island than Zilla. But as far as the Zilla design goes, my friend was actually saying this, and he says that it's not Godzilla, but as far as the design itself goes, it's pretty cool, and I agree with that fully. I think that the design of Zilla, it's like an oversized iguana, and then it has those really cool spikes on it. I think it's really, really cool, honestly. That's just my humble opinion, that the 98 Godzilla was a pretty cool design. Not for Godzilla, but as for a new kaiju, that's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, I think. But what would it be like to see this Zilla, this American Godzilla, face off against King Kong in Kong Skull Island? I think it would be really cool. Like I said, unlikely, but still very cool. I think Gorosaurus could also fill those shoes pretty effectively. It's not as well known as Zilla, obviously, but I think that Gorosaurus really fits better in the storytelling than Zilla would. But seeing Zilla show up and seeing King Kong fight off against Zilla, or possibly even multiple Zillas, would be really, really cool. It doesn't necessarily have to fit into the 98 continuity, because it already doesn't. Because in 2014, which we do know is in the same universe as Kong Skull Island, they obviously would have mentioned the events that happened in New York City with Zilla, and they didn't at all. It's treated as really this first kaiju event with the Mutos and Godzilla showing up in 2014. So that's obviously not canon, just like the other Godzilla Japanese movies aren't canon. 1954, kind of a little bit, not really, but you can kind of fit it in there slightly, although there are some things that don't mix up. But the 98 Godzilla obviously does not fit. But seeing a group of Zillas attacking King Kong, or even our human characters, would be pretty cool, honestly. Again, you're kind of, since we're getting a scaled up Kong, a larger Kong, it would make sense that you kind of replace the V-Rex's role that the 2005 movie had with Zilla now, and you can make a whole new species around it, just a species that we know as Zilla, but give it a new backstory. I think that could work. Again, more likely that they'll use Gorosaurus over Zilla, but it could still work. So anyway, that's just kind of my thoughts. Overall, I don't think it's likely to see Zilla again anytime soon in this new legendary kaiju universe that we will be seeing yet again. First, we got introduced to it in Godzilla 2014, but then, which is the topic of this video, we'll get to see it yet again in Kong Skull Island. Like I said, unlikely, more likely to say kaiju, like I said, Kamacuras, Kumonga, Gorosaurus instead of Zilla. But I think that the Zilla design is really, really cool, and I would definitely be open to seeing Zilla again. So thank you to the viewer who suggested this. I really do appreciate it. Please leave all video suggestions for Kong Skull Island and all kaiju videos in the comments down below. I do have an upcoming series where we kind of discuss each kaiju and how they would fit in this new legendary franchise that will be coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day.